Right, so the question on Adam alayhi salam not having parents. Look, there is a wide spectrum of beliefs within the Islamic tradition. The truth is, the Quran mentions that all life had a single source. That's how much the Quran does mention. So it says, وَمِنَ الْمَاءِ وَجَعَلْنَا مِنَ الْمَاءِ كُلَّ شَيْءٍ حَيٍّ. That Allah says, and we placed out, not created, placed out of this single, this kind of source of water, whatever it is, all life to come. Now that is a clear verse of the Quran. Then we ask, well, how did life diversify? Well, Allah says, قُلْ سِيرُوا فِي الْأَرْضِ فَانْظُرُوا كَيْفَ بَدَأَ الْخَلْقِ. Why don't you want to know? Go walk out in the earth and search and discover. That's Allah telling you how to figure it out. Not me, Allah. Now, all we know is all life, a plant, a tree, a flower, a human, a fly, anything, a lion, anything and everything is ultimately related. We all have life, connects us all. We are part of nature. So that is a fact based on the verse of the Quran. How we diversified? Well, go figure. Some Muslims followed the Christians in saying one day there was nothing, and then all of a sudden there was just one day there was nothing, next day there were elephants. One day there was nothing, next day there were horses. One day this is absurd, but some Muslims followed. That's part of the, if we're going to be fair, that's part of the discourse. They followed this thought. Many Muslim scholars like Hussein al-Jaisar from 100 and over 100 and almost 150 years ago, people like Jamaluddin al-Afghani, Muhammad Abdu and other scholars of Al-Azhar in the time of Darwin said that, look, no, we accept evolution did occur, however we're going to say Adam was a miracle. And that sounds good, let's say, from an Islamic viewpoint, that's good. So it's huge amount of progress. You've stepped away from this Christian doctrine and you've come to this point. Some scholars have gone on to say, well, maybe Adam was a bit of like a metaphor, like there were many Adams and stuff like this. I don't personally incline to that, but some people have said that was also the understanding of Muhyiddin ibn Arabi. That's today people like Ustad Shahrur and other people have kind of gone towards that understanding. Some people have gone to the understanding that Adam alayhi salam evolved. So he was a new species and he evolved from other species. People like Sheikh Abdul Sabur Shaheen in his book Abi Adam wa Qissatul Khaliqa goes to that understanding. I mean, I'm not saying I'm going to it, but I'm saying that this is all part of the Islamic discourse. It's not really a big deal in that sense. People can study, they can make up their own mind, they can go through things. These people have based this on different verses of the Quran. These people have based this on different verses of the Quran. What I say is just there should be transparency. Don't hide things. Don't censor knowledge. Let people have access to knowledge and let them read and decide. This is those people, for example, who said, I mean, you can read Abdul Sabur Shaheen's own book and other people that have gone with him to kind of justify, and they used verses of the Quran to show things like there's a verse that Allah says that وَلَقَدْ خَلَقْنَا الْإِنسَانَ, that we have created insan from teen, from this kind of clay, this whatever that is. ثُمَّ جَعَلْنَاهُ نُطْفَةً فِي قَرَارٍ مَكِينٍ. Then we placed him in a stable, a drop of sperm in a stable place. Now what's interesting is many early Mufassirin say this is talking about Adam. So the question here was, well, if Adam was a drop of sperm, where was he placed? And then some of the, like Tabari highlights this difference of opinion. He said, well, some people say this is still Adam. Some people say maybe this part of the verse is insan in general. Some people then said, oh, maybe he was placed in an artificial womb. So Allah created like a womb and put him in there. And some people like Abdul Sabur Shaheen said, well, why would there need to be an artificial womb if wombs are already there? So that's his argument, but this is all part of the discourse. and let people just read, learn, and whatever they go with. The main thing about prophets and what they've is the lessons you learn from their lives. Okay, so yes, of course there had to be men. When you say men, other hominins did. Whether other hominins, nobody, I mean, people should not deny today other hominins exist. Homo ergaster, Homo, erectus, Homo heidelbergensis, Homo, all of these other hominins did exist. Right, so okay, let's move on.